yesterday that the bourse was up about 0.56%. Today also it's up. And yesterday one of the gains were made by Ashakacem. What is the movement like on Ashakacem today?
Shaka today went up also, just about 3%. Also, CCNN also went up. In general, today we had 32 gainers, 31 losers, 68 stocks unchanged. Market was up today 22 basis points and it's up 6.74% for the year.
And how do you expect it to close on Friday? Because many analysts are saying that midweek we're going to see the slump and by Friday it's going to depreciate even further.
I think we're still experiencing a January effect, which is just a general optimism by investors when the new year comes into play. I can't say there's any really fundamental basis or would I say direct impact of this rise from some action taken by anybody. I think you'll have a swoon maybe tomorrow and Thursday. I think going into the end of the week, it's going to rise again. So looking by end of the week, we'll think that market should be up for the year, maybe about 6%.
Looking at Ashakacem once again, is there value in that stock?
There's value, but the value is implied. This is a company that has not released any results for the 2008 year, as far as we're concerned, or as far as we were going to go back. The results are way behind. We expect the results to be good, but it does raise concern that results are not released on time by a company. So yes, it has value, but how much value exactly is hard to discern given the late release of results.
Why didn't Ashakacem come out with the results last year?
It's a good question. There are a couple of them like that. There's a Kecha Hotel, the same thing, holding back results for a year. So I think hopefully with the new SEC DG, these things will be sorted out where companies don't hold investors to ransom in terms of information flow about how they're doing, because it does raise concerns. Normally when that happens, results are more of the time negative or not as good as they should be than the other way around when you hold it back. So let's see how it goes this time around.
Would you recommend to investors to buy the stock currently?
Ashakacem, yes. Given we've done stress tests on the stock, and it really has to be extremely bad year for the company for it not to have value. It should be about 20-something Naira. Our last check, it's about 13 Naira now. So yes, it does have value. And even with the stress test, there's still some value in the stock. So yes, you can buy it, but don't put all your eggs in one basket, given that they're not too forward with their information flow.
All right, let's move on to Oando. It's to raise about 21 billion Naira in share issue. What do you make of this move?
Interesting company. They're trying to do a lot of things at the same time, which is good and can be bad also, and I'll explain. When you try to do so many things that will not yield you value immediately, you run up your cost. You're looking for funding. You're always going to be broke because you need new money to acquire, to increase your size, to consolidate. And that's what they're doing now. Meanwhile, previous investments have not yet started yielding fruit as they should. And they keep on the trains trying to grow. Now you have a company that has more depth. The depth of the company, short-term and long-term, exceeds the company's market value. And that's quite worrisome for us. Right now, given outstanding shares and the price of the stock on the market, they're worth about, let's say, roughly 85, 90 billion Naira. Meanwhile, short-term and long-term debt as of last year is about 184 billion. So you see a company that's really moving faster than they can be carried by their own legs. And when that happens, you stumble at some point. So does it have value? Yes. It's worth about 120 Naira, which given the closing price it is now, it's about 28% gain. But given continuous funding, equity and debt coming forward, we do have concerns. So short term, it's a nice play. Long term, we'll hold out on that.
Let's look at last year. What was the movement of Oando like?
It's been on suspension for about 2 months, but generally it has some peaks and troughs. It wasn't really going down a lot last year, but it also wasn't really going up as much as some of its peers at some point in time. It's not normally been known to have a lot of goodwill, just in recent year, whereby the price of the stock does reflect enthusiasm. In the past, it had value, but it just wasn't moving up, and it's slowly trying to change that tide going forward. So that's generally been the appeal of the stock. But the past 2 months, it's been on suspension or more than that due to this rights issue. So it hasn't moved for a while. It's now at 93 Naira 99 kobo. That's where we are now.
Well, like you said, there's definitely value in this stock, but would you recommend a buy or hold for the stock right now?
Short term here being less than let's say 3 months. I would say people should buy it because you have a 28% gain on the market, and those that are doing the right issue a lot more, about 70% gain. Beyond 3 months, I will say we'll say no, and that's because like I said, the depth of the company exceeds market value, and that's a big no-no. The company needs to stop growing, take what they have, consolidate on that, and give shareholders value. Don't keep on trying to grow and mortgaging the company in the quest to get bigger and for PR purposes when you've not really made most of what you already have. That's a concern. So short term, yes. Long term, no.